some point, the boy waited longer for a new letter than he was used to. In previous letters, Allie had said things at home weren't going great. There weren't much details, so the boy had tried to encourage and comfort Allie in his reply. But now, he wished he'd asked what was going on. The radio silence was making the boy think the worst. He had sent multiple letters to Allie, none of which got a reply. Stubbornly, the boy kept sending letters regularly, until a letter came back. It was a notice that a previous resident of that address had moved and to please stop sending letters. The boy stopped, heartbroken. But somewhere, he held a glimmer of hope that he'd meet Allie again someday. He believed fate had helped them meet. Fate that the balloon had flown exactly to where Allie would find it. Years passed by, and the boy had now become a student at a university in Allie's home country. He loved translating so much that he went into language studies. As the holiday season drew closer, the boy got on a train back to his parents' house in his home country. It was the train he always took to travel between his parents' house and his apartment close to his university, just like usual. As he looked for a seat in the busy train, he almost bumped into someone. He quickly apologized and found a seat. A few stops later, the train got slightly less busy. A young man tapped him on the shoulder, asking if he could sit next to him. The boy recognized him as the person he almost bumped into before. The boy nodded and went back to reading his book. The young man noticed the cover and exclaimed he was surprised to see someone his age be able to read such a high-level book. The boy shrugged and said it was not that difficult, hoping to satisfy the man enough so he'd leave him alone. On the contrary, the man noticed the slight accent the boy had, something the boy himself was still a bit embarrassed about. The young man started asking all kinds of questions. Where the boy was from, how he'd ended up in another country, and then started reminiscing about an old friend he made who also lived in the boy's home country. The young man kept going, but the boy didn't seem interested. At the next stop, the young man got up, thanked the boy for the conversation, and went to get off the train. Finally, the boy looked up in the young man's eyes, strangely recognizing something in there. Before he could say anything about it though, a young man had already gotten off the train. Not knowing what he was doing, the boy got up and ran after the young man. When he saw the young man in front of him, he reached out, grabbing the young man's coat. Panting, he looked up at the shocked young man's face. "Are you... Allie?" The young man's eyes widened in surprise, but the expression soon made place for a smile and teary eyes. Apparently, Allie's parents had divorced, and in the chaos of it all, he had lost the boy's address and letters. But they found each other again in the end. Isn't that wonderful? What? What happened after? Only the gods will know, I suppose. I mean, it is a story from a very long time ago. Speaking of gods, maybe they had something to do with it. I mean, how else would a balloon fly all the way to another country? Oh, there seem to be two old gentlemen looking for a seat. Let's give them ours. This is my stop anyway. Well, I hope you have a great day, and who knows? Maybe we'll meet again someday.